Just in case you missed it last time, be sure to go and check out my new channel called The Gamepad. It's a gaming based list channel, so if you like my lists and gaming, then be sure to go and subscribe to it. We do various different videos from creepy to funny to just gaming news, so be sure to go and subscribe to it. For the most part, Google Maps is a great way to get directions or see how people live in different countries. Sometimes, the streetcar's camera can capture bizarre and creepy images. This leads to Google censoring them or removing them completely. Number 5. Gun pointing Detroit. Now this might not be an unfamiliar sight in Detroit. Detroit is said to be one of the most dangerous places in America. Now war-torn and battered, let's take a look at how it became what it is today. In 1967, race riots occurred throughout Detroit. Many businesses were burned down and looted. There are reports that rioters took to rooftops equipped with snipers and shot at civilians. This led to the president at the time, Lyndon B. Johnson, to send in troops with tanks and ammunition to stop the riot. Almost immediately after this, many residents moved out of Detroit. This mainly consisted of middle-class black people and white people. Due to the residents moving, Detroit became racially segregated and mainly consisted of black residents. Because of this, Detroit's first black mayor by the name of Coleman Young was elected in 1973. Unfortunately, he was an extremist demagogue. This means he gained support by appealing to popular desires and prejudices rather than using rational argument. He was also openly hostile to white people. Due to his actions, many people left Detroit. This led to it becoming financially unstable, and basic services such as fire departments and garbage men had been cut short. Along with this, Coleman's rulings started to get out of hand. He'd revealed that his main regime was to harass, lower funding, and limit the operations of the Detroit police force. He also tried to sue and prosecute many officers. This led to many officers quitting, which meant criminals could roam the streets freely and commit various crimes. Then, when the crack epidemic hit the city in the late 80s and early 90s, the crime rate spiked. Although the city was in chaos, Coleman was still determined to carry out his regime on the police department. He stayed mayor until 1994. After this, the following mayors weren't too great either. In 2013, the city filed for bankruptcy. This image was captured on Google Street View. It shows a man on his porch pointing a shotgun at a car. The image itself isn't too dramatic, but it's been reported that an infant child was killed in the exact same house just months later. Number 4. Murdered son. On August 15, 2009, 15-year-old Kevin Barrera was found dead near train tracks in California. He had been shot to death and no arrests were made. His dad by the name of Jose was using Google Maps one day and decided to check out the crime scene. What he found was truly chilling. He'd found an image of his son's corpse laying limp near the train tracks. We're not actually allowed to show the crime scene, but it's available on Google. Jose contacted Google and also stated that he would contact lawmakers if necessary. Google Maps vice president made a statement claiming Google Maps usually wouldn't update the imagery, but for this case, they will. Google Maps then removed the image. Number 3. Statue thing. We have no clue to why Google censored this. Many believe it's just simply a Tiki Doll. This creepy image was taken on a street in Nancy, France. It shows a person's balcony with a strange figure on it. The figure simply looks like a strange decoration. Many believe it is a Tiki Doll. Soon after news spread about the doll, Google censored it. There was no explanation to why Google censored it, which led to people believing that the figure was of the paranormal. Number 2. Ariel Castro home. Ariel Castro was a murderer and rapist from Cleveland, Ohio. Between 2002 and 2004, he kidnapped 3 women and held them captive for 11 years. He abducted Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Georgina DeJesus. He would tie them up, leave them in a dark room, and sexually abuse them. There were reports that he would leave them without food for several days at a time. Luckily, Amanda managed to escape on May 6, 2013. She was able to contact 2 neighbors by screaming. One of the neighbors was Charles Ramsey. Charles became a media sensation due to his vibrant interview with a news station. After Amanda escaped, the police were contacted, who managed to rescue the other 2 girls. Ariel was arrested shortly after and was sentenced to life plus 1,000 years in prison without the possibility of parole. Just 1 month into his sentence, he committed suicide in prison. After the news story broke and the address was released, Google Maps blurred out the house. Number 1. Brazilian corpses. Once the Google streetcars hit the streets of Brazil, Google Maps moderators became very busy as they had to blur out and remove many dead bodies. This didn't only occur in Brazil, it was actually an often occurrence over South America. Due to the sheer amount of random corpses laying in the street, Google had to retake the images of the streets once the bodies had been cleaned up. On average, there are 50,000 to 70,000 murders per year in Brazil. There are also reports that in 2015, Brazil's murder rate matched the Syrian war's death rate. Google continues to update the imagery of the streets of Brazil as dead bodies continue to pop up everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up and be sure to go and check out my second channel called The Gamepad. Goodbye.